Greetings. This is the Get To Free Press, and we report what others ignore. This afternoon I want to talk about ALLSTATE Insurance Company. I just traveled to a little small town by the name of Americus, Georgia. That is Americus, Georgia. And people there have had problem with ALLSTATE Insurance Company not measuring up to you in good hands with ALLSTATE. And so when I was called there, I took notice of that because I personally had trouble with ALLSTATE several years ago, about 8 years to be exact, when they failed to give me enough money to properly repair damage on my home. And so I want to say to the people, not only in Americus, but in Valdosta, Loudoun County, and in other areas. Some of you already hit me up on my blog. And so we must now begin to speak the truth. President Trump is talking about fake news, but you, the consumers, and we, the people, must start publishing our own truth and expose those who are minions of people that are reflection of our current president. A man that I have the greatest respect for because he sits in the office. And as a retired military veteran, I served under many executive commander-in-chiefs, and I honored them all because of their position. So I'm going to say to you, upcoming pretty soon, I will be doing more videos concerning ALLSTATE Insurance Company because you have a right to know, and we're going to put the voices before the American people. Not only ALLSTATE, but when you are mistreated by an insurance company or anybody else, we must do what Donald Trump is doing. We're not going to call them fake insurance companies. We're just going to tell the truth. So the consumers will have a voice. Just like jail inmates and prison inmates don't have a voice. I bear witness with that. And if you go to Boston G.B.R. on YouTube, you will see exactly what I'm saying. There was a time, if you had a loved one that was confined in a city or county jail, and if they called their relatives, you could contact your local newspaper, your local television station, or radio, and they would publish your story. But those days are long gone. These news media outlets today seem to be in the clique and among the slicks, and they will not tell nor report the beef of what goes on in troubled communities, especially here in the state of Georgia. For instance, newly elected black mayors, you should Google Georgia newly elected black mayors and elected officials and see how they are ignored, mistreated, and removed from office. And no news media, not one. I'm going to say it very plainly. Not CNN, not MSNBC, not the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, or no one else. We'll go to all these troubled communities where voter suppression, voter intimidation, and removing black mayors and other elected officials from office, and the news media will not connect the dots. Now, you know I've been doing this since 2010, and I'm as a retired military veteran, I did not know, I didn't even dream that the news media was so unfair here in the United States of America as your children serve in the armed forces, and they lie to your children, and they lie to your parents and say, you're over there for freedom, justice, equality, freedom of the press, and all this good stuff until you get out. And if you are like me, report the news as a social media journalist. And then they stopped you and put you under a bogus charge of criminal trespass. Not one newspaper, not one television station, no 60 minutes, not even 1 hour, not even 30 seconds will come and interview me. So you will know what could happen to you if you're crossing here in the United States of America and they ban you and you violated no law. And even more disgraceful, I have been under it for 5 years and counting, and nobody will even come to assist this retired military veteran that served in the Vietnam War, and I served for 20 years. So if you're on active duty, you better think about it, brothers and sisters, because these people are proving to you today that they don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about you, man. And even most sickening and sad is that the people on active duty, the disabled, the ordinary veteran, retired veterans, they won't even say boo. Most veterans today, I don't understand what cloud their head is in. I really don't. I don't know what cloud their head. I just can't figure it out. Because a lot of your veterans today, they won't get involved in practically nothing. You know, they just sit, say, and do nothing with all this going on. And so I'm just going to close, but I just started out, I was just traveled through America's Georgia. And when they called me together about ALLSTATE, I said, come on, let's talk about it. And so we're going to be talking more about ALLSTATE Insurance Company. And you may have other insurance companies that you want to talk about. You can't depend on the news media. You can't depend on 6 minutes, 48 hours, Dateline. They're not going to tell your story. If they don't tell the story about voter suppression, intimidation all across the state of Georgia, including the matters from Florida 9, if they refuse to ignore something as important as voting rights here in Georgia, and it's all been documented, how they railroading people, and the news media, no political party will even address the issues. The candidates running for governor of the state of Georgia, they have been informed about it, but they won't say nothing either. And they think black folk gonna forever remain deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and keep voting for the Democratic Party when the Democratic Party in Georgia, I'm not talking about no place else, but in Georgia, they show you by ignoring these people that they don't want your vote, man. They don't want your vote. And then, let's just hypothetical. Let's say you vote a person in as a Democrat. Then when these people attack them and bring them up on bogus charges by a clique and those in the slicks, those in the clique and among the slicks, the Democratic Party won't come to assist them. Then they are removed from office. So if the Democratic Party wants you to give them your money, and if they want you to vote for a Democrat, then when the person that you elected are attacked and brought up and have to go to court on bogus charges, the Democratic don't say nothing. So how long will we continue to do this? Blind sheep leading other sheep into the city of blindness. But I thank God that there are few Georgians who have come together and say they're not going to vote until somebody from the Democratic Party at least say, boo! Y'all have a nice day. Once again, ALLSTATE Insurance Company, I want to thank the good people of Americas for calling me about ALLSTATE Insurance Company. We will be presenting more to you. I'm going to present more. I have letters from ALLSTATE, and we're going to share them with you as well, because they did a job on me. But I posted it many years ago on my blog, and but we're going to bring it in video form. And we want these nearly 3,000 subscribers and the people that have viewed over 1,500,000 views on this channel. We're going to see if we can't help the people of America to understand that 60 Minutes, Dateline, CNN, and others, MSNBC, will not tell the real cutting-edge stories in our community locally, especially in the black community. But people are picking up their cell phone, they're picking up camcorders now, and they are telling their stories. It may not hit the world or the national, international stage, but it sure as heck hidden to people who need to know about it. So when something happens to them, they'll know that they're not alone. Once again, the Ghetto Free Press, we report what others ignore. And remember, it's not the size of the ship. It's not the size of the newspaper. It's not the size of the camera. It's not the size of the radio station. So let me start over. It's not the size of the ship that makes a man seasick, but it's the motion in the ocean. And it's not the depths of the ocean that drown a man, but it's the water. So let's stay focused and let's expose these crooked people, and let's don't call them fake. Let's don't call it a fake insurance company. Let's don't call them dirty names. Let's just present the facts to the American people, just like is being done in the case of foreign nation interfering with the elections. Have you noticed? People are talking, but the man in the head of the investigation, he just gathering the facts. And that's what we want to do. We want to be a fact, F-A-C-T, fact collector. So when we get ready to get all the facts, we get our eraser, we get our pen, and we just erase the F in front of facts, and you got A-C-T, act. Then that's when we act. And so we're going to give you the facts about Allstate, and then it's going to be up to the people of America to act. Don't boycott Allstate. I don't want no boycott. All I want you to do is to love yourself, your neighbor, and your active duty retired disabled veterans. When Allstate mistreat them, you just do what you do. And when the people become educated, you don't have to boycott nothing. We just go to the insurance company that's fair to us, and then let the people boycott. I don't like boycotts. I just want you to respect yourself, your children, and your neighbor down the street. And if they're not going to give you good service, find another insurance company. Don't boycott. Just have some self-respect for yourself and your own children. That's what I'm talking about. Peace be unto you. Chill out.